Hello. Today we're going to be building something that's a bit higher effort than the standard tents. This is sort of, you found a couple different types of wood and you've progressed decently into the game. So, today we're going to be building a woodcutter's lodge. We're going to be using spruce and oak because I've made a path through an oak forest while cutting down the trees in order to find spruce wood, which is relatively close, so you'd be able to find it in survival without too much problems and get a nice amount. So we're going to use the same pattern as for the bunkhouse with a bit of variation. So it's going to be a log, in this case the spruce, and then the 3 stairs mixed with 1 plank at the end. Of course, we're going to have an area for a doorway, so it's just the same as the others, and you get to work. Now, some of these are going to be 4 total, and some of these are going to be 3 total. So, do the main pattern with a plank at the end for most of it. You don't have to do what I'm doing here, which is leaving special 3 spots gaps, or 4 spot gaps about it, because I'm going to show off a different type of window in today's video as well. I'm just going to bring this one out to be the full pattern instead of a 4-block pattern. Then this is going to be another 4-block. Yeah. Now I'm going to bring these up 4 blocks instead of the 3 blocks that we did for the other one, just so I can show off an extra bit of framing. Because in the previous one we used stairs in order to hang lanterns, and in this one I'm going to show you the other way of adding lanterns to the outside of the build to light it up. So we're going to just add 3 blocks all the way up. We're going to add 1 stair on both sides, which gives a bit of a weird look, but it's still fine. And then we're going to continue the pattern up top. Now, what comes next is we're going to get a fence and put it right in the middle here. We're going to use a spruce fence. And this will give you a window that you can open and look through that is more secure than the first floor windows from the original. Now we're just going to go around and connect up all the frames here. This will give a more clear divider to the second floor than the previous one had. I'm just gonna go along all of these. You can make any modification to this you'd like in the pattern. Of course, this is a staggered pattern, so it's not the same. And I'm just gonna use whole oak logs for the entryway floor here. It's a bit expensive, but it does give you a nice kind of worn pattern here. And then this is the usual framing. I'm gonna add stairs above it, just to make it flush with the door. Now, this is what I was talking about with adding extra frames on the outside. It looks a lot closer to like a notched log frame from old log cabins, which is the entire theme of this. Now, time to put up the walls. So, I think I'll break down the patterns for some of these. This is just going to be the usual pattern that I've already shown you. This one, I think, let's see. Could do a 2 window slot pattern for those, because we're gonna need, because it's the same pattern as opposite the door. I think I'll bring this in one, so it's in line with the other set of logs. And so that can be a full pattern instead of a 4 set. Logs all the way up with a 2-point stair. So if you connect it like that, it gives you a gap at the bottom, which is weird. Better just to connect it flat like this, top and bottom, and then you have a 2 wide window instead of the 1 wide that the usual pattern would give you. See, that's a 1 wide. This one's going to be 2 wide, which is a bit more visibility. And you'll see it connects nicely to the blocks and to the backing stairs without too much problem. You're going to go along and just seal in the bottom floor. Another 1 block window this time, so it's the same as the other side. This is going to be a 1 block as well, but the one next to it's going to be a 2 block because it's opposite the door, which has 4 blocks in total instead of 5. Yep, right across from the door. Put the frame up. You could put a second door out here to a woodshed, but I'd rather have a woodshed as a disconnected piece. So, now with all the fences in, this entire first floor, nothing is getting in here. On hard mode, zombies can break down doors, but not these fence gates. Now, I'm just going to do a full cobblestone floor. You could do a gravel floor or a path floor, but this one's a bit more advanced, so I'm gonna go with the first, properly advanced material, which is cobblestone. You can swap this out for something like stone bricks, or even deep slate. But for now, I'm just gonna do cobblestone right down the length of the floor. Because this gives it a look like it's built upon, a stone foundation, as it's built to last with wooden log pillars and frames to keep it up. Just built in a more traditional manner. And it gives it a bit of variation from the wood pattern, because if you had a wooden floor, then it would be wood all the way through. So now the stairs to the second floor. There is going to be 1 more stair, because it is a full block higher than the original. And now you do the same thing I did last time with the backing, but in this case I'm going to put just a frame here, so it looks like it's got a support for the second floor. Actually, that's going to be an oak support, not a spruce support, I think. Yeah, oak support. Now the next floor, I'm going to make out of spruce slabs. So you're going to bring these all up 3, maybe 4 blocks. And we're going to do a slanted roof, where the other was a tarpaulin roof, which is high on one edge and lower on the other side where it goes down. It's going to be slanted. So do a full half block floor. This gives you 3.5 blocks of room on the floor below, which is enough that you can jump around without hitting your head on anything. And you could hang lanterns from just the floor above and be able to walk under them without problem, without ever hitting your head on anything. Just gonna pull this over. clearance. And now we're going to start working on a balcony out here. Because I didn't show this in the last one, but with a frame like this, it's very easy to extend it out on just the front to make like a front side balcony. You add these extra bits like on the rest of the building, and that just gives you the ability to hang lanterns from it and give it a bit more light. Gonna use oak logs again for the floor to give it a nice pattern. And then I'm gonna use spruce fences just to put railing all around to give it a bit more depth. You could also use cobblestone walls. That gives it a bit more variation, but in this case I think spruce fences would be better. Okay, now just on the floor below, you're going to go and you're going to connect up all of these. Except you're not going to notch all of them like you did the floor below. You're just going to notch the long sides like this. And you'll see why a bit later when we make the roof. I'm just going to use, where is it? You can use a potion of night vision just so that you can see better, because with the rain and the dark, it is giving a bit of a problem right now. And I don't want to put up the lanterns just yet. So just continue the framing all the way around. So a pitched roof has a higher middle and then low sides. So I'm going to bring this up 3, and that's going to be a high one. Now these sides aren't even, so I'm going to show you how to do an uneven pitched roof. For an even one, you just have the same pattern for either side. But for an uneven one, it can look a bit weird unless you drag out and use certain features. So just build up the bottom frame. This one's going to be a full block for each of the frame. And then I'm going to show you how to use trapdoors, which I mentioned in my other one. You're going to put 2 there, and then you're going to take trapdoors. Now, you put the stairs on the inside this time, because if you put it on the outside, then it's going to want to line up from the outside, the trapdoors, and you can't access the outside on the second floor. But you could have the stairs facing outward if you put this on the first floor. Anyway, put these up. These give the sense that you can like lock down the house, have it secured, that you control whether or not there is a window there. And you can open them and see out easily. I'm just going to put a railing from here where the wood connects so you don't fall down the stairs accidentally. And now, let's see. I think, yes, I'm going to start working on the roof. Now, this is going to be a recessed roof from the sides at least. So you're going to see there's going to be a pattern in line with the outer walls, and then we're going to have to do an extra panel on the inside. So I'm going to cap these so I can have a center beam that I'm going to have other beams tie into in order to give it a bit more of a structural log look that ties in with the rest of the building. Then you could use oak logs, but I'm going to use planks specifically for this, just because I'm going to have it backed. So that's the rough shape for one side, and then I'm going to have this one drag out a decent bit more, just the left side. Now I'm going to replace some of these sections with stairs later to give it a more gradual cut from the top. But for a rough shape, this is about what you're looking for. I think I'll drag that out one more. Yeah, drag this one out just one more. bit of a lip over the edge. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, so for the last roof, we used wool to produce a canvas roof. For this one, we're going to be using hay bales. Hay bales have strips in them that show direction of placement, so it's going to be a bit more difficult than just spamming out some wood or wool in a layer, but it's also going to look better from the outside and the inside than just a woolen roof. So it is getting dark, so I'll just put the lanterns in now. See, instead of the stairs, we have these notched logs that now show placements where you can light it up quite easily without any problem. There we go. Now you could put them on the balcony as well, and I'm gonna just put some on the top roof ridge, just to have some lighting. And now I'm gonna place down some stairs here, just to give it a more smooth gradient. The reason I didn't use logs is because with doing a smooth gradient with stairs, it looks weird, because we don't have log stairs that will fit with just using whole oak logs to do this. These beams are a bit thick, so I'll probably replace them with something more. I think, yeah, I'll just break out some of the full blocks to give it a more gradual look. Yeah. And connecting up here, so it doesn't look like it's a full block jump from each. If you're worried about the stairs screwing up like the inner wall just because they're linked with the logs here, that is why we're doing a internal wall as well. That'll show you off in a minute. But yeah, I'm just gonna thin this one out as well. Thin out all of the rib pieces of the roof. Show you the hay bales. If I can just... Yes. So you see they have these red strips on them. So if you place them down like this, you'll see that one doesn't look quite right because it was placed at an angle. I'm just going to place these in every full block gap so it doesn't look weird down the length. And then you have a thatch roof like this. Looks a good bit better than the woolen tarp roof that we did for the bunkhouse, but it is a lot more expensive because each of these bales is 9 wheat, and that can take a very long time to get together just for a roof. So I'm going to change up the pattern here a bit because it is a longer side, but I'm going to keep all in one direction. And you're going to put it wherever you see a full block, down the length. Until you've filled in the entire roof. This is quite a wheat-heavy roof. And you're going to leave out one gap here, and you're just going to connect them up, notched in with the full blocks. So you can see the difference between the ribs that are the full blocks. And here, this one you can't because it's notched into the bottom. And you're just going to put a little support through the middle on both sides. As we did with the other ones, where we used fences, this time we're just using stairs to get a similar effect. We're going to put some half blocks on the top here, just to tie it in a bit better. So it's not just a harsh gradient. See, this does look a bit weird because I've done 2 styles of roof here, one long, one short. But with tying in this back wall, problem of the gap of the stairs anymore from the outside. And it makes the internal look a bit better, because now you can't see just an off pattern anymore. I'm just going to put some logs here on each corner so I can tie these back into just the framing of the house. Yeah, that looks about right. Maybe put one on each log set here. So now you have an expanded upstairs where you can put a table. I'll just show off the table real quick. I'm gonna do a 6-slot table this time. Stairs on each side as the chair. And then I'm gonna take, where is it? Pressure plates, because they look to be level with the rest and give you like a table look. It does have gaps in between, which is sometimes annoying, but it's just good in general. I'm gonna tie lanterns off of the center beam. I'm gonna put some just on the railing here, just to make sure everything's lit up so nothing spawns. And then in these corners here, I'm gonna add an extra half slab, just like this. And that way, you can add lanterns to each corner, just in the corners and next to the beams, because they won't connect to just a half slab usually. And you can see out all the windows here using the fences. And because they're fences, you can open them and just shoot out. I'll put, let's see, just a workshop table in this corner, because this is a functional building instead of just a housing building. Make sure not to connect anything to the side so it doesn't bug out that. And back here, underneath the stairs, is where I'm gonna build just a one-person bedroom, because this is meant to be for one working individual, not like a big township like the other one was. This is going to be a build per business one. So this would be for someone whose entire thing is harvesting and selling logs. I'm going to put some capped windows there so you can see through. And then we're just going to add the normal functional blocks. So in the other one, there was no functional blocks apart from a bed, but it had 6 beds. In this one, you're going to have your crafting table, a furnace, even a chest that I'm going to put underneath the stairs, just so it's out of the way. So just a crafting table, a furnace, and a chest right here, the recess under the stairs. And then this is just a bit of house setting, but I am going to take an item frame and an axe, and I'm just going to put it on this tool bench here, so it looks like it's being worked on. And then that's it. The Woodcutter's Lodge. Right out here, right next to the woodcutting path. So, I'm gonna add the blocks that you need for this in a separate video. You can comment if you'd like to keep it the same, or if you'd like it to remain as a separate video, so that these are just building and not go harvest all these supplies videos.